Hello everybody, and welcome to the Football Philosophy channel. And it's Sheffield United at Old Trafford tonight. Sheffield United are rock bottom of the league. Goes without saying that the points are absolutely vital. We've got to get the 3 points. I believe we've got to start scoring some goals as well. I don't believe we can continue this run. I don't think it's feasible that we can keep winning week in, week out, which is fantastic at the minute, and I would take it if it was offered to me. You know, if somebody could say to me now that we're going to win, I don't know, 14 or 15 of our remaining 19 fixtures by the single goal, I would say I'll take it, definitely. As much as you would like to boost your goal difference by scoring more goals, and there's more reasons behind it. It's not just about boosting your goal difference. I'll come to that in a minute. But I would take it. If somebody was to say to me now that United can say, we've got 19 games left, we can win 14, draw 4 and lose 1 of the last 19. Obviously, I'd love us not to lose 1, of course I would, but I'm just being realistic. I would take that. If somebody said, right, you can win 14, you can draw 4, we've still got to play the big 5. We've got Arsenal coming up at weekend, you know, the other 5 of the big 6. I know Arsenal are not doing absolutely fantastic, but they just had a good win at Southampton. Their confidence is gaining a little bit, I think, and obviously when they play us, it's a big game to them. Shouldn't really be jumping ahead to the Arsenal game already, but I'm talking about the whole season here. We've still got to play 5 of the big 6 plus Leicester, and Leicester are as good as probably any of the big 6 at the minute, other than City. So we've got 6 of the top clubs of really difficult games, the extra difficult games still to play. If we could say possibly just lose one of those and win 2 and draw 3, I'd take that. Absolutely, I would take that. One of the wins would have to be against City. It would have to be a win against City, but I'd take it, and that would give us room to drop points against one other club. That's all. That's how hard it is. You know, we could then drop points either against Villa, perhaps, or against Wolves, perhaps, or West Ham, even Southampton. Hopefully. You know, there's not many other teams spring to mind where you would think that we can afford to drop points there. So if we could win 14 and draw 4 and lose 1 of the remaining 19, it'd give us an extra 46 points on top of what we've got. We'd get to 86 points. I said at the start of the season that we would need City and Liverpool to drop to around the mid-80s. And there's a chance that could happen, but the way City are going at the moment, it still might not be quite enough 86 points. But if offered 86 points, I would take it, 100% I'd take it. And it's the points that are vital. So what I'm leading to is I would take those 86 points, even if all of those 14 wins were by 1 goal. If you could say to me now, we're going to win all them games by 1 goal, we're going to draw 4, we're going to lose 1, I'd say I'd take that, especially if one of our wins could be against City. So why is goal difference important then? It is important, and it could come to goal difference, but I would be willing to take that gamble. It's not that often that it comes down to goal difference. The reason I want us to start scoring more goals, mate, there are 3 main reasons. First one is confidence. All right, you gain confidence from winning games. United are probably very confident now going into the Sheffield United game. They're on a really good run of form. The confidence will be high, but it would be even higher if they'd won the last 3 games like City have by 2-0, 4-0 and 5-0. So your confidence will be even higher. It'll be through the roof if you're battering teams rather than just basically scrape. You know, people might think you're going over the top saying you're scraping your victories, but against Fulham the other week, you know, they had a header at it by on the thigh and went an inch wide of the post. It was just a complete accident. It could have gone anywhere. You know, we probably would have dropped points in that game, but, you know, if that would have just bounced an inch inside the post. And it was not only through luck, nothing else, not good judgment, sheer luck. It went the wrong side of the post for them and the right side of the post for us. So that's one of the reasons why we need to start scoring more goals. The main reason. We cannot afford too often to be only leading by 1 in the last few minutes. We've got to start having a 2 or 3 goal lead, so that if the opposition do have a bit of a flurry at the end, if the opposition do get a goal back at the end, it isn't costing you points, it's only costing you your goal difference slightly. Like I say, I'm not overly concerned about the goal difference. It's already far enough behind City's that we do well to match it. Obviously, City would have to stop scoring so many goals as they do as well. So I'm not concerned about the goal difference. I believe we're going to have to try and win it on points if we're going to stay in the title race at all. Another thing that it does for you, if you win it by 2, 3 and 4 goals, is allows you to make substitutes. If you're 2, 3 and 4 goals up, you can take players off. We've got some players who don't get enough rest. So there's a twofold bonus here. We've also got players on the bench who are champing at the bit to get a game. They'd love to come on for 20 minutes with United 3-0 up. Even half an hour if they're 3. Why can't they be 3-0 up in an hour? I think City were 4-0 up by half-time yesterday, or just after half-time. I'm not saying we shouldn't keep comparing us to City. I shouldn't have said that. But I just mean, if we can be 3 or 4 goals up in an hour, we can make substitutes. The lads can get a rest. Plus, it's a double bonus. The lads who are on the bench can get a run out as well. They can gain in confidence and they can feel like they're wanted and they're involved in the title race. For when they're needed, their confidence is up. So it's got different reasons, and the main reason, absolute main reason, is the points tally at the end. I believe if we're only 1 goal up with 10 minutes to go on regular occasions, like we are virtually every game at the minute, or even needing to get a winner late, like we got a winner in injury time, didn't we, against Wolves only about, I don't know, 5 league games back or 6 league games back. We need to not be needing a goal in injury time, and we also need to not be hanging on to a 1-goal lead as often as we are. If it remains in that vein, then I think we will slide away before you know it. I honestly believe that we need to win some games by at least 2 clear goals. But when I say at least 2 clear goals as well, like for example, I think at Goodison Park, we got a late goal, didn't we, when Cavani scored in injury time. I'd like us to be winning games comfortably, not going 2-0 up or 3, I think that was 3-1. Of course it'll do, absolutely it'll do, but I just mean it won't continue to happen. Going 3-1 up in injury time because we managed to get a goal on the break. I mean being 2 or 3 goals up with half an hour, 25 minutes to play, not necessarily winning 2-0 because we went 2-0 up in injury time with a breakaway goal. We need to start putting games to bed, and there's never a bigger opportunity. I always say this, it sounds terrible, no disrespect to Sheffield United, but they are bottom of the league. We're second top of the league. Tonight, I'm desperate for us, not just to win these points. I'd take it. Look, don't get me wrong. If somebody said to me now, you're going to win tonight 1-0, but you're definitely going to win if you want to take that 1-0 win, I will probably say, yeah, go on, I'll take that 1-0 win under a little bit of duress. But you're not guaranteed to win. Make no mistake about it. You're not guaranteed to win. So if you were offered the win by any score, it'd be silly not to take it. I would take it. I would take a 1-0 win. But nobody can offer me that. That's impossible. It can't happen. So nobody can offer it me. I want us to win by at least 3 clear goals, and I want us to be at least 2 goals up after an hour, so the lads are not as much under pressure, and also 1 or 2 lads can get a breather and 1 or 2 lads can get a run out. All different things, and the confidence is high going into the next game against Arsenal. Arsenal is a game at the weekend against one of the big 6 that we just spoke about, and I would take any win right away. I'd bite your hand off for a win there. Perhaps even a draw, but maybe not at the Emirates. Maybe I'd have to say we're going to win. Sheffield United, rock bottom of the league. Just as an example, Sheffield United, West Brom and Fulham are the bottom 3. We beat Sheffield United 3-2, we beat West Brom 1-0, and we beat Fulham 2-1. That's the last 3 games that we've played. So I believe we've got to do better than that going forward. We have got to do better than that. We've got to start getting some goals in the bank and getting the subs a run out and getting people rests in these games. How's he going to approach the game tonight? He'll make 1 or 2 changes. I'm going to have a guess at what I think the team might be tonight. I think he'll bring De Gea back in goal. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't think he'll make too many changes in the back 4. Eric Bailly will obviously be pushing for the game. He might be thinking about playing Bailly. He also might be thinking about playing Telles. It's a toss-up, I think. I don't think he will want to make 2 changes in out of his favoured back 4. You can't take these teams lightly. You really can't just take it so lightly. I think he'll make 1 change. And I think that change, because Lindelof does seem to have this problem with his back now again that flares up. I think Lindelof will get a rest, but I think Shaw will play. So I'm going to say the back four will be Wan-Bissaka, Bailey, Maguire and Shaw. That's what I think he'll go with at the back. In midfield, surely Matic is you. I thought Matic would have played at weekend. I mean, he has played three of the last 9 games, and they've all been decent performances, all wins by 1 goal, but we win by 1 goal anyway. Or did we win one of them 2-0? We beat Burnley 1-0 when Matic played. I think he played against Wolves, and we won 1-0. He played against Everton in the cup. All right, it was only the League Cup, but Everton were at full strength. It's still a decent win. We won 2-0. Even though it was a League Cup game, again, one of our goals was in injury time. It wasn't like we put the game to bed. But still, the 3 games that Matic has played in the last 9 or 10 games, it's not like he's not getting a start ever. He is getting the odd start. This is, like I say, this is Sheffield United, the bottom of the league. Surely it's time tonight for Matic to get a start. So I think Matic will get a start tonight alongside, I think, Paul Pogba seems to play every game at the moment. Seems to be another one like Maguire and Bruno, who played virtually every match at the moment. So I think Pogba will come back, will stay in the team, I should say. I was about to say come back in off the wing. He finished the game on the wing again the other night, or wide right of the midfield. A wide midfield player when Fred came on. So I think he'll move back into the centre tonight. I think it'll be Pogba and Matic in the centre. Bruno will be at number 10. Up front, I've got a feeling Greenwood will play again. I think Greenwood got a goal for the first time in a while at the weekend. I think the manager's going to want to boost his confidence. I hope he doesn't take it too lightly, but if you think like this, you are taking the opposition too lightly. You might think that Greenwood can get a goal or 2 tonight, so I'll play him. He's just got 1. He's back on the scoring form. If he can get a couple of goals tonight, it'll boost his confidence. Might not be a bad way to think, but I'd be thinking along the lines of that you're taking the opposition too lightly if you just think you can play a lad because he'll score a couple of goals tonight. It doesn't just work like that. It could work for him, of course, but it's not automatic that he will get a goal or 2 if he plays. But I think he'll pick Greenwood on the right, and then the problems start at number 9 and wide on the left. Marcus Rashford is fully fit after his little tweak that he had at the weekend. Cavani has started the last 2 games, which includes the Liverpool game, and we've got Arsenal coming up this weekend. So I'm going to hazard a guess that he will rest Cavani tonight. Nobody's going to want to hear that. He is playing great, but you do rest players further forward in the team rather than the defenders. He's going to want to keep that defence solid. So I think Cavani might get a rest tonight. I think Martial might play at number 9 and Marcus Rashford wide left. So to recap, I think it's going to be De Gea in goal. I think it's going to be Wan-Bissaka. I think it's going to be Bailey, Maguire and Shaw. Central midfield, I think he's going to be Pogba and Matic with Bruno at number 10. Wide right, Greenwood. Wide left, Marcus Rashford. And I think up front, it will be Anthony Martial. In a few hours will pass by in the blink of an eye. Before you know it now, I'll be able to see how close I've got to getting that team right. Whatever team he picks, I'm desperate for us to win. And I'm absolutely desperate for us to win by at least 2-0. And please, even 3 or 4-0 will be fantastic. That's me taking the opposition lightly, by the way. I'm only a fan. I'm not the manager. I'm not one of the players. They can't take it as lightly as that. They can be determined to do it, but they shouldn't be expecting to be able to just win a game by 3 or 4-0. They need to be determined and solid and organised when the game starts. And the earlier they can get that first goal, the better. Whatever team he picks, I hope they get that early goal. Getting an early goal, by the way, does not mean that Sheffield United will come out and make it easier for us to get the second goal. It doesn't mean that. If we get an early goal, their manager will have it drummed into them that they've got to stay in that game for as long as possible. And hopefully they can put a long ball into the box from a free kick that might win them a corner. From that corner, they might get a goal because they're going to be under pressure a lot, or they might get a goal on a breakaway. Their tactics will not change. They're not going to start coming out gung-go at us if we go 1-0 up. It won't make it any easier to get that second goal, but it will help. The pressure would be off us, in a way by being 1-0 up. So I hope we get that early goal. I hope we go on to get 2 or 3 goals, no matter what team he selects. I hope you've enjoyed that little video. If you've enjoyed it, please tell all your friends. Please subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, don't tell anybody. Keep stum.